Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are presenting the short story, The Metaphor, on this brief radio show. The story takes place in the year of 1965 to 1968. Our main character in the story, Charlotte, is a girl in middle school, grade 7, and in an English class that is taught by Miss Hancock, who is their English teacher.
Miss Hancock is a plump, unmarried, and over-enthusiastic teacher. She was always flamboyant like the clothes she wore. Even so, I was fond of Miss Hancock. In fact, I loved her. One October day, just after Thanksgiving, Miss Hancock came into the classroom and faced us, eyes glittering.
Today, we're going to do a lovely exercise. A whole world of composition is about to open for you in one glorious whoosh. After today, you will possess the metaphor.
Miss Hancock clicked to the blackboard in her patent leather pumps to start the lesson. She put a board full of examples and suggestions about the metaphor.
And now, the metaphor is yours, to use, to enjoy, and to enrich. Take out your notebooks, write down the members of your family, your home, your pets, anything about which you feel deeply. Then I want you to describe everyone and everything on your list with a pungent and telling metaphor. Now start.
All but the dullest of us were excited. This was an unfamiliar way of looking at things. Better still, it was a new-fangled method of talking about them.
Write quickly. Don't think too hard. Let your writing, your words, emerge from you like a mysterious and elegant blossom. Let it all out, without restraint, without inhibition, with verve.
The results, when we read to her, were, as one might expect, ordinary. But we were delighted, along with her, and she wrote the metaphors on the board with delighted, gasping sounds. And so it went. Finally, it was my turn. I wrote metaphors for my father, my grandfather, my best friend, and so on. Then I looked at my mom's metaphor. I did not recognize that I wrote this much. Miss Hancock, the one for my mother is awfully long. You probably don't want to write all of this stuff down.
Oh, heavens, Charlotte, of course I want it. Read it all to us. Do, Charlotte, oh, do.
My mother is a flawless, modern building, created of flash and the smoothest of pale concrete. Inside are business offices, furnished with beige carpets and gleaming chromium. In every room there are machines, computers, typewriters, intricate copiers. They are buzzing and clicking away, absorbing and spitting out information with the speed of sound. Downstairs, at ground level, people walk in and out, tracing mud and dirt over the steel gray tiles, marring the cool perfection of the building. There are no comfortable chairs in the lobby. I sat down. There was a long pause, so long that I was forced to look up. Miss Hancock was standing in front of the room, perfectly still. Then she quickly turned around and wrote the entire metaphor on the board.
Very, very good, class. I had planned to discuss with you what you all meant by your metaphors. I had hoped to probe their significance. But I have to leave early today for a dentist appointment.
Then, with 5 vigorous sweeps of her blackboard eraser, the metaphors on the board disappeared.
Class dismissed. Charlotte, may I see you for a moment before you go?
Everyone except Miss Hancock and Charlotte left.
Yes, Miss Hancock?
Charlotte, your metaphors were unusually good, unusually interesting. For someone your age, you have quite a complex vocabulary, a truly promising way of expressing yourself. I wonder, do you have anything you would like to discuss about your mother's metaphor?
No, I don't think so. I don't really know what it means. It just sort of came out. I feel funny about it.
Lots of things come out when you're writing. Are you sure you don't want to discuss it?
That's really nice of you, but I can't really think of anything to say.
Well, that's perfectly fine. I want you to know that your writing today was intriguing. Charlotte, if you ever need any help with your writing or, well, any other kind of problem, just let me know.
I walked home slowly, hugging my books to my chest. When I got home, the house was flawless, like always. My mom wasn't there, and she left a note for me. It read, "At Children's Board Meeting, home at 5. Please tidy your room." I followed her instructions and decided to take a bath. When I came out, I heard my mother calling for me.
It's really disgusting thing to leave a dirty tub. Go clean it now, Charlotte.
As I was sitting in my room, I wondered, we are such a perfect family. I spoke quietly, never complained, ate what was put in front of me, and obeyed all the rules without question. My weekends did not include parties or boys, so weekdays were always the best. I was never unhappy.
A few years later, on the first day of school, Charlotte starts her new year, not knowing Miss Hancock was also going to be a new teacher at the school. Charlotte walks into class and immediately recognizes Miss Hancock.
Haha, let us pray?
Now, class, we'll have none of that.
When she was reading to us, it felt like I was back to my safe haven.
Hancock, Wolcock, Hancock, hooray!
Paper airplanes flew, and nobody in class was listening to Miss Hancock. Miss Hancock was thoroughly embarrassed. She couldn't even contain a class of 10th graders.
It was exactly 10 days before she recognized me. We merely made eye contact. There was desperate hope in them that I could hardly bear to witness.
Hello, Charlotte. Nice to see you. Still writing metaphors?
Oh, I don't know. But I was. Every night.
You have talent. Don't waste it.
Oh, Miss Hancock, I'm going to be late for class.
Go ahead. Don't let me keep you.
I never talked to her again after that. Every day I went to her class, and she was white with tension and left defeated. I never told anybody that she was my teacher.
The next day, Charlotte received a message about Miss Hancock.
Ha! Miss Hancock is dead.
I felt my chest tighten, and my stomach was on a nonstop roller coaster ride. I walked home in a daze.
What on earth is wrong, Charlotte?
Miss Hancock is dead.
Miss who? Charlotte, speak properly, please.
Miss Hancock, my English teacher. I killed her.
That brassy creature? Charlotte, please blow your nose and get over with it. I can't see why you're so upset. How did she die?
She slipped under a bus. I killed her. I killed her. Gasping for air, I told her everything that happened.
Don't talk such nonsense. You can't blame yourself for something like this. There was a lot of ice that day. She didn't look very fit to me anyway.
I felt betrayed by my mom. That night, I cried myself to sleep. In my head, I made a special metaphor. Miss Hancock was a birthday cake. The cake was frosted by someone unschooled in the art of cake decoration. It was adorned with a profusion of white roses and lime green leaves, which dropped and dribbled at the edges where the pasty tube had slipped. The frosting was of an intense peppermint flavor, too sweet, too strong. Inside the cake has 2 layers, chocolate and vanilla. The chocolate was rich and soft and very delicious. No one who stopped to taste it could have failed to enjoy it. The vanilla was subtle and delicate. Only those thoroughly familiar with cakes, only those with the great sensitivity of taste, could have perceived its true fine flavor. Because it was a birthday, it was filled with party favors. If you stayed long enough at the party, you could amass quite a large collection of these treasures. If you kept them for many years, they would amaze you by turning into pure gold. Most children would have been delighted by this cake. Most grown-ups would have thrown it away after one brief glance at the frosting. I wish that party wasn't over.